Toss a coin to your developer as CD Projekt Red confirms that the next title in the Witcher game series is underway and inspires some post-cyberpunk confidence with a move to Unreal Engine 5.
And PlayStation acquired another new studio. We're going to tell you who it is and what they're all about, and so much more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? Gaming News Weekly is back with another brand new episode of Video Game News. We're bringing you the biggest things happening in the video game industry every single week because we are the best video game show out there. And, we're here. We're doing it some more. My name is E-Rock the Red. I am joined, as always, by Full Clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
Oh man, I'm pretty hyped. I mean, this is a good week of like a variety of news. I feel it in my veins.
I like it. I definitely feel it in my veins. That might be the news. It might be something else. Who knows? But yeah, I'm excited. We were just talking beforehand about how exhausted we both were. But like, as soon as we get here, we get to talk about news with you. I got one of my favorite beers. Life's good, dude.
What's it say? Ruby what?
Good. It's a Ruby Red Kolsch by Genesee Brewing, dude. It's like a spring beer, and if you like grapefruit, it tastes just like grapefruit, and it's like refreshing. Can't be beat. Nice. It just came out like last week, and I went and bought like 3 12-packs, so I'm good for like a week.
The new beer releases too.
Exactly. We got it all here. All right. Well, what have you been up to? You been playing anything good?
I've been doing absolutely nothing since Fruit Lab went down the other week, and it's sad. I've been meaning to like do some videos that I've been putting off for a long time, but I'm enjoying the break just a little bit.
Yeah, me too, dude. Honestly, like between that and I had a little bit of a cold last week, so we didn't end up recording my other podcast. So like, dude, I haven't done anything. It's been a little nice. I do feel a little guilty that I'm not out there creating things for the peoples, But it does feel nice to just chill out and just do stuff. So
yeah. Well, another week we'll be hitting it hard again.
Yeah, dude. And like I was just telling you, so tomorrow I'm getting my Xbox. So I've got all those Game Pass games that I can play, and Tiny Tina's Wonderland comes out. So yeah, dude, I'm gonna have a lot of content going forward. A lot of video games to play.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about them. Let's talk about the new releases from last week. First up, Roon Factory 5. This came out on March 22nd for the Nintendo Switch. This is like an RPG simulation game. That's what they're calling it. So Roon Factory 4 came out like 12 years ago. So this is, people have been really excited for another Roon Factory. It's been out in Japan since last year, but now it's available everywhere else. Now what it is, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like an old school role-playing game a little bit, in that like you got to like collect monsters and you got to farm and form relationships with people, Yeah.
So the Roon Factory series is like an offshoot of the original Harvest Moon series that's turned into Story of Seasons. So there's a lot of like the best of that and then more monsters and dungeons.
That explains it. I was like, dude, this looks very Harvest Moon-y in the things you have to do. So, okay, that explains it. Yeah. Are you into those things?
I played a few. I'd check it out though, because it looks like Harvest Moon, but kind of better, like more to my taste. I did see
more action.
Yeah. And if you check out the launch trailer on YouTube, people in the comments are 100% hyped. But this is the kind of game where, like, if you know it, and you're amazed by it and hyped. And if you don't know it, you probably never heard of it.
Exactly. That was me coming into it. I think I had heard the words Roon Factory placed in that order prior to this, but I had no idea, what it was. But yeah, it definitely looks cool if you're into that thing. Another big release that we were looking forward to, Ghostwire Tokyo, came out March 25th for PS5 and PC. This is it's a first-person action adventure, but in it, like, you have psychic and paranormal abilities, and you like fight these ghosts. It looks super cool. Looks like a nice combination of action and horror, and it looks really good. Like, the graphics look
Yeah.
fantastic. What I'm hearing though, the combat is a little dated, a little, it's lacking in some depth is what I'm hearing. But the story and the premise are like really good. Right now it's at a 78 on Metacritic, so it's getting great reviews. But there's so much coming out this week that I'm gonna hold off on it, but it's definitely on my short list. What about you? You looking at this one?
Yeah, like what we saw in the past was kind of amazing. This is the one we brought up a couple episodes ago because we saw more of it at the State of Play, and I'm going to see how many times I can say cyberpunk in one podcast. But this is the one that kind of looks like cyberpunk, but it's got that like demon haunted world thing to it, and
Yeah.
magic and things like that.
Yeah, one of the developers said that it's like karate meets magic, and I was like, that's all you had to say. You got me. Yeah, that one looks great. Another one that looks amazing, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, also came out March 25th for the Nintendo Switch. This looks awesome. Now I'm a sucker for a good 3D platformer, and this looks like a fantastic 3D platformer. And then on top of that, you've got Kirby with one of the coolest, like, move sets in like video games, that he could suck things in and spit them out, or he could turn into that thing. Dude, it's just what a great idea to like, to do that. And it's simple and it's fun. There's mouthful mode. That's a new mode. Did you see this thing?
No, I didn't see that.
So previously, like, Kirby could only suck in like, he could only suck small things. Now he's sucking big things. This is
This
weird.
is like he sucks in the car.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so he could suck in a car and like take on like the attributes of a car or like a vending machine. It's really, really interesting. Everybody's saying that it's like it adds so much fun to this already fun game.
Mm-hmm.
So
looks like everything you love about Kirby and more.
Yeah, Kirby just with more sucking. But not the game does not suck. It's at an 84 on Metacritic. Very, very good reviews for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So that one is also going on my list. I will, I always got time in my gaming schedule for a good 3D platformer. It's kind of like a palate cleanse from like Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
Which, I need a little break from that. It's exhausting. And I'm going to take a break with that with Tiny Tina's Wonderland. This comes out also March 25th. PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox X, and S. Now, this is an action role-playing game. It's set in the Borderlands universe, except this is like a fantasy version. It's a tabletop role-playing game that you're playing that Tiny Tina is like telling you, she's the dungeon master, and you get to make your character, and you're playing it. And there's spells and guns and melee weapons. Multiplayer on local with split screen or online. Dude, it's got it all. Comedy, stars. It's got like Andy Samberg,
Style.
Wanda Sykes. Style, dude. It's got it all.
Yeah.
80 on Metacritic right now. So not the best reviews, but still, that's great. I'll take an 80 on any game. So I'm excited. You think you'd check this one out? Does
I
do
think
anything
so.
for you?
Yeah. Since we saw the announcement for this, it seemed kind of exciting. I'm not the hugest like Borderlands fan, but I have a little bit of experience with it. I do like that style. Looks cool, and I've seen this sort of compared to. It's called like it should have been a Borderlands add-on or something like that, but turned into a full game. And but like 100% worth playing as it is.
Yeah, they're saying it's better than Borderlands 3, which was known to be like the worst of the bunch, absolutely. But now, I mean, for me, I love the Borderlands gameplay hook, the loot, shoot thing. You just keep going, finding new, better stuff, and going and whooping more butt. But now it has that fantasy element that, like, I'm a huge fan of, like, Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy type games and tabletop role playing games. So this like really like just it checks all the boxes for me. So I'm very excited, especially because it's up to 4-player co-op, and me and 3 of my friends like who have done a role-playing game, like a tabletop Dungeons and Dragons game. The 4 of us are gonna play it. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, I'm super excited to get the 4 of us together and get going on that. So next week I'll have a full rundown of my time with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. All right, that's it, dude. Big week for new releases. There were a couple other DLCs, and like I think Warzone or something had a new season. But you know, lots of stuff happening in the video game world. So yeah, let's talk about all the major news from last week. All right, first up, CD Projekt Red confirmed it has begun development on the next game in the Witcher series. You excited?
Absolutely.
You probably just
oh yeah.
finished Witcher 3.
I haven't played through it. It's one of those games where it's like so massive.
Yeah,
I get
I
distracted
don't think anybody,
playing like Gwent.
Yeah, nobody's ever finished it. But yeah, this is exciting because the big news is they're moving to Unreal Engine 5. So this is where the magic is going to happen going forward. Like we've seen some of the footage from the new engine, right? Like they've showed up, not from this game, but like
from
some of the
Unreal
stuff.
Engine 5. I believe so. I'm not sure if it's 4 or 5, but like Fortnite is built in one of those. I've thought that I heard that they moved over.
Okay, yeah, because I know, like, I'm not super familiar with the engines, but like, I remember seeing one and being like, "Damn, dude, this is gonna make games dope." What was the one that they did the new Matrix experience on? What was that?
I think that was it.
Was that it? Okay,
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, because I remember thinking like, dude, gaming is gonna be ridiculous. So, yeah, so The Witcher is doing it, and it's also marking the start of a new strategic partnership with Epic Games. So let's talk about that a little bit more and what that means. So they said in a quote, it covers not only licensing regarding the Epic Games partnership, it covers not only licensing but technical development of Unreal Engine 5 as well as potential future versions of Unreal Engine. We'll closely collaborate with Epic Games developers with the primary goal being to help tailor the engine for open world experiences. At this point, no further details regarding the game, such as development timeframe or release date, are available. Red Engine, the technology which powers Cyberpunk 2077, is still being used for the development of the upcoming Cyberpunk 2077 expansion. So they're not shifting over there just yet. So it looks like Witcher is going to be the first one using that engine. So pretty cool. Now, they also did say that a partnership with Epic Games does not mean anything as far as store exclusivity. So it'll still be available on all the all the stores where you could get the game. So pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Epic is a powerful friend to have in the video game world.
Oh yeah.
And with them two teaming up, making open world games with this engine and future engines, like, man, that's a good thing for gaming right there.
I'm very happy that they confirmed that it's not going to be like a store exclusive deal, because the cynic in me, that's the first thing I thought about when they were talking about this close working relationship with Epic, and we need less of that right now. Call of Duty Vanguard launched like that only in the Battle.net launcher, and it's added annoyance that you don't need to put your fans through. Yeah,
you're not the only one that thought of that, because it was immediately asked and answered. So it was good of them to come right out and just say that no, that's not what they're planning. So very cool. I mean, sure, this is still many years away, this game, but and we kind of knew they were working on it. They have said that they are a multi-development studio now, so they're working on a few projects at once. So it was kind of assumed that the new Witcher is where it's at. And we got to talk about something that goes hand in hand with not only this studio but other video game studios, crunch. And now what that is, it's that that's the studios working overtime, like 100 hours a week to try to push out these games. And now the new game director Jason Slamma. Now he was a programmer on Witcher 3 and the game director on the new Gwent, the Witcher card game. He's taking over as the new game director on the new Witcher series. And he came out and said right away, I am super thrilled to announce that I have humbly been working to ensure the success of the next big AAA The Witcher game as its game director. Think you could join the team? We have tons of roles open with the possibility of remote work we could discuss. And then he went on to say that, there would be no crunch on his watch. And he replying to a comment that a Twitter user left. So very cool to hear. No, especially after, Cyberpunk 2077, they crunched, they delayed, did everything they could, and still released a broken game. So, hopefully this needs to going forward, it doesn't need to be said, Yeah. What other, yeah. I mean, I'm not familiar, I'm not in a company or a business that requires this, but like, it just doesn't seem healthy for people working on the game or anybody, families.
It's never good. Like, no matter what kind of industry, you try to push out a toy right before Christmas, you end up half of them being recalled.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so it just doesn't work for anybody. The people that have to make it, the people that are buying it. So it's good that it's been addressed, but yeah, hopefully going forward, we don't even need to mention it. All right. Let's move on to our next topic. PlayStation has acquired a brand new studio, Haven Entertainment Studios. Now, you've probably never heard of Haven Entertainment Studios. I did not hear of Haven Entertainment Studios prior to this as well. But they are a Canadian studio created by Jade Raymond, one of the creators behind Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs. So, a great reputation in the business. Now, one of the reasons you've never heard of them is that they don't have any games out. They're working on their debut game right now, and it's still years off. So, I mean, you're probably wondering, like, why did PlayStation buy this studio who's just, building a game right now? And what people suspect is that they will have this studio as one of their live service, like, studios. Supposedly, that's the type of game they're working on right now. And they've talked about it before, PlayStation has, that this is the year that they're planning on, not this year, but this right now they're creating all these games as service, live service games. And I think they had, like, what do they say? Like, they want to have 10 out in the next few years.
Yeah.
So
crazy like that.
Yeah, so I think this is the start of that. They're going to start getting these studios, focus on these live service games, and go from there. I have faith, like, just knowing that this dude helped make Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs, which are both, awesome games.
I was trying to find anything that I could about Haven. I couldn't really even find an official Wikipedia entry for them. So,
really? You got to create one.
I guess so. They sprung up in 2021, so they are relatively new.
Very new.
The part that got me, they said that they are looking to create worlds where players can escape, have fun, express themselves, and find community. And what I sort of have as a theory here is that pair the PlayStation VR with that mentality, and we're probably going to start hearing more about, like, the metaverse from PlayStation, just like we are Oculus and Microsoft.
Yeah. Did you have a PlayStation when they had PlayStation Home? It was during the PS3 era?
No, I didn't.
So, yeah, it was basically, they had that. It was a virtual space that you could go hang out with your friends and stuff like that. Kind of looked like a Sims type situation. And, people always bring back Home, put it in VR. And I think that's a great idea. There's a lot of cool ideas happening. Now, Haven, they did put out a quote on what they're specifically working on. It says, our first new IP for PlayStation is on track to deliver a AAA multiplayer experience with a vision to build a systemic and evolving world focused on freedom, thrill, and playfulness that will keep players entertained and engaged for years. So, Haven, they sure hit all the buzzwords. That's key. That's Studio 101. You got to hit the buzzwords. I think this is going to be our new thing, dude. They just were like, let's make a studio. We'll pretend we're doing something awesome. PlayStation will buy us, and we'll be millionaires.
Exactly.
So,
Just hit all the buzzwords.
yes,
Blockchain, NFT.
exactly. Yeah, ooh, that's a touchy one. No one's
True.
it could go either way. Speaking though, I did just see that Bill Murray is creating his own NFTs. Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
This might get me to look into NFTs if I could get an official Bill Murray NFT. Oof, that's what we're talking. Maybe for my birthday. Put it on my list.
All right.
All right. Speaking of Bill Murray, I mean, not technically. That's a weird, it's a terrible, terrible transition. But let's talk about it. A new Ghostbusters game was announced. Who you going to call? Gaming News Weekly. And we'll tell you all about it. So yeah, Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. It's a 4v1 asymmetrical game where you play as either Ghostbusters or you play as a ghost, and you got to get the other person. It sounds awesome. It's made by Ilphonic. They're the studio behind Friday the 13th and Predator Hunting Grounds, and it's, you know, it's like a Dead by Daylight type thing, except now you got a proton pack and a ghost trap and a meter thing that does the things. I'm excited. Are you a Ghostbusters fan?
I know of it. You know, I've seen it, but
What?
not like I don't wear like the shirt or anything.
Oh, what? Like, but you're like, I know of it. Like, you've seen all of the Ghostbusters movies. Right? We're not talking about the ladies one. We don't mention that one.
I've seen probably like 4 out of 5 or however many there are.
Okay. Did you see there's a new one like with kids?
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Okay, that one was good, right? It was a fun little take. So what I like about that one and what I like about this game is that Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson were both featured in the movie. Oops, sorry, spoiler alert. But they're gonna be in the game. Like, I'm super excited for this. It's gonna be real cool. Here, I'll read a little bit about it. Let's see. Yeah, so the ghosts, they can possess objects, summon minions, even slime the people trying to catch them. So, like, normally I always play with my friends, and we're always like the team. But dude, I'm excited to try to play as the ghost. You get to I'll keep reading. So in the Ghostbusters Firehouse, you'll be able to customize your ghost or your Ghostbuster, upgrade their abilities and equipment, and practice firing the particle thrower. So, dude, it sounds so fun. I'm so excited. I want to customize my ghost to just look like a big poop or something.
There's so much potential behind it. Yeah. Like, can you play as more than just the ghost? Can you play as like Zool or the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper dogs?
Oh, I guarantee, dude. Like, same with like Dead by Daylight, how you could buy the packs and it would introduce like Hellraiser or like the Ghostface from Scream or whatever. So like, I could totally see them doing that in this. You get the Ghostbusters 2-pack, you get Slimer, you know.
Be the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh, that would be OP. He would be OP. But yeah, it would be awesome. So I'm very excited for this. And one of the best things about it is that it's supposedly coming this year. Later 2022, it's going to have cross-platform, and it's coming out for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox S, and X. So super excited. I'm really that announcement came out of nowhere, and yeah, I was very, very thrilled. All right, let's talk about football. Are you ready for some football?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yes. Yep. And real football, real American football. So the NFL announced a VR football game coming to PlayStation VR and Meta Quest. So now there's some football games that are out there. There's like a Patrick Mahomes game and like something else where like, oh, you're throwing a football or whatever. This one is supposedly it's going to be different. It's going to be very different. And one of the reasons that it's going to be different is that it's being made in partnership with Status Pro. Now, this is a company that they use virtual and augmented reality products. The NFL teams use these products in their practice and that sort of stuff. So, like, they're taking the real world tools that they use in the NFL and making a game with them. So, like, I'm really excited to see what this is going to be. This is going to be more of a like a football simulator type thing. I don't know how they'll do movement and that sort of thing, because that always just makes me just have to throw up immediately when I have to move around a lot. But they're saying it's going to be a realistic experience that makes players feel like a professional NFL player. So, I mean, I who knows what that means, but it sounds
That should
cool.
be really cool. Yeah, I'm thinking about like how they're going to apply the technology and how cool it's going to be if you're like a forward defense or something, and it's time to snap the ball, and you just like in your VR headset you are smashing into a guy, but also like all your stuff is rumbling with the vibration and stuff.
Yeah,
It's going to be killer.
yeah. I thought you were just going to say that. Instead, you just dive forward into your television or whatever.
That might happen.
It's going to happen a lot. It's going to happen a lot.
Oh, yeah, tossing the controller across the room.
Oh,
through
absolutely.
The window.
Yeah. So here's some quotes I wanted to talk about. So Troy Jones, the co-founder and CEO of Status Pro, said, by partnering with the NFL, we will offer a new form of engagement between athletes and fans unlike anything in the marketplace. NFL football fans and gamers alike will be able to connect with the world of sports through authentic, immersive gaming products that democratize the experience of the professional athlete. And then Status Pro's other co-founder and president, Andrew Hawkins, you gotta take everything he says serious. His name's Hawk. We keep the athlete first in everything we do, and as former football players, it means even more to be able to recreate what it actually feels like to step out onto the field. Through our proprietary technology at Status Pro, we can deliver an immersive experience that helps NFL fans transform into pro athletes. So, I mean, huge plans, huge goals, very lofty aspirations. We'll see. What happens. These not even PSVR games, but like all these VR games, like, they have these big ideas, and then like it comes out and it's like a polygonal like PlayStation character. Yeah. Like it's rough, but yeah, it's no other information, no dates or gameplay or anything like that. This is just something that was announced. So yeah, we'll see what comes of it.
Yeah, if they can get it right, it'll be really cool. But you're right. We better just stand by. Wait till we see some screenshots.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up too high for this. But the idea is a good one. All right, some sad news. Suicide Squad has officially been delayed. I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen, especially when they confirmed that Gotham Knights was actually coming this fall. So, which is a good thing. Gotham Knights comes in October. By the time I'm done playing that, hopefully Suicide Squad game will be coming out. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer. So Sefton Hill, the guy behind the game, in a tweet said, "We've made the difficult decision to delay Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League to spring 2023. I know a delay is frustrating, but that time is going into making the best game we can. I look forward to bringing the Chaos to Metropolis together. Thanks for your patience." So, I mean, we've talked about it here a bunch of times. I don't care how long it takes. Just make a good game. I'm not buying broken games anymore. I'm over that shit. So
yeah, nobody wants to be the next Cyberpunk 2077.
No, dude. Absolutely not. Even now, like in a post Cyberpunk 2077 world, people are so critical of like these games that are coming out like slightly unfinished now, whereas it used to be the norm before. Now I think people are just sick of it. So
yeah,
take the time, make a working great game, and don't mess it up. That's all I say. Just don't mess it up. Especially this game looks so much fun. Don't mess it up, guys. All right. Last up, Steam on Chromebook. That's what I have written down. What? So yeah, that's it's a true story. It's officially official. If you're still one of those people that's rocking a Chromebook and wants to play video games, you may be able to do so with there's some specifications that are necessary in order to do this. I don't have the. Do you have the information in front of you?
Yeah.
I just know it's like actually high-end Chromebooks.
Yeah, you're going to have some high-end components. It is not for the i3 processors. It is only for i5 and i7, and you need 8 gigabytes of RAM, Intel Iris Xe graphics. And they have a list. We can shoot through those real quick. The Acer 514 and 15, the Acer Spin 713, the Asus Flip CX5, Asus CX9, HP Pro C640 G2, and the Lenovo IdeaPad 5i. If you have those, you should be good, but you got to keep in mind that this is in an alpha stage, so results may vary.
Yes, so it's really cool that Chromebooks are not just for Facebook anymore. I guess that's that's all I've ever been able to do. But yeah, so there's instructions on how to do it at chromium.org. It's the full install instructions there. They also have a list of the games. Some of them, Dota 2, Witcher 3, Hades. So yeah, not all the games, but again, like you said, alpha version.
Some good ones. Definitely good ones.
Absolutely.
I just added Stardew Valley, Terraria, and Skyrim Special Edition.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I had only used a Chromebook up until last year. So I got my first computer. That was in August of this past year. My wife got it for me for my birthday because I'm a special boy. But yeah, dude, you could you couldn't do anything on the Chromebook when I had it. It was
let me ask you this, because this is relevant to this whole thing. When you got the Chromebook, did you know what you were getting, or did you sort of expect it to be like a Windows laptop?
No, I knew exactly what I was getting. I didn't play games, or I didn't need it for work. Really, I needed a kind of something to type on, a word processor and an internet tool when I got it. And it lasted, dude. This thing lasted a long time. So, I got my money's worth out of it. But now that's
the ideal use for the Chromebook. And unfortunately, the thing a lot of people don't realize is they're not much good beyond that.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I used it for, I don't know. I kept trying to use it maybe for torrents or something like that. That too, it was, I don't know. There wasn't much I could do. But now you could play Steam games. Very exciting. All right. That's our news for this week. You got anything you want to add?
I think we've hit it all.
We did hit it all. It was a fairly light week of news, but a lot of fun and interesting stuff. So I was glad we got to talk about it. All right. But yeah, thank you so much for checking out our show. You could watch the program on Fruit Lab when that comes back next week, hopefully. In the meantime, check it out on Pop Culture Playground. That is the YouTube channel. You'll also find a bunch of another podcast from me, some other movie stuff. You can check out Full Clip on Twitch, fullclip_FL. And if you want to just listen to the show, check out anywhere that podcasts are available. You can find us talking about games. All right, that's it. We got to get out of here. I got to go to bed. You got to go get some more coffee.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thanks so much for hanging out with us this past half hour. We will see you next week with more Gaming News Weekly.